Okay. Hey everybody, I am back with part 2 of the first section where we took a look at our discs. So you should probably be about at this point in your lab. So I'm just going to transfer what I wrote down here onto my sheet. So we're getting into the maths section of this and talking about this final box over here and its importance in cell size. So bringing this stuff over here, we had a radius. So we wrote down on here diameter. If you remember, diameter equals your radius equals your diameter divided by 2. So all you have to do is take this number and divide it by 2. So for your large one, your radius is 2 centimeters. And for your small one, it's 1 centimeter. And then the height is the same for both of them, so 0.5 centimeters. 0.5 centimeters. So this is where the maths part comes in, where it says we need to find the surface area and the volume. And I give you the equations so that you can work it out yourself, or you can work through it here with me. So what you have to do is use this equation to figure out your surface area and volume respectively for cylinders, because a disc is just kind of a flattened cylinder. So we're going to use this equation here to get our surface area. So let's start out here writing it down. SA equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. So I'm going to be using 3.14 for pi just to make it easier on myself. So 2 times 3.14 times the radius. We're doing the large one first, so 2 times our height, which is 1. So it's basically 2 times 3.14 times 2 for this section. And then this section here is 2 times 3.14 times our radius, which was 2, squared. Now if you remember, 2 squared is 4 times 3.14 times 2. So so you just go through, use your calculators. Let's see, where's mine? So 2 times 2.4 times 2 is 12.56 plus, we got 2 times 3.14 times 4 is 25.12. Add those together and you get roughly 37.68. Now I know what many of you are saying, isn't there an easier way to get this? And yes, there is. If you went to Google and looked up the surface area of a cylinder right here in the search bar, it comes up with this guy, which is an easy way to do your cylinders without having to do the math. I wanted to show you how to do it longhand, but you can just come in here, put in your radius, which was 2, and your height, which was half a centimeter, so 0.5, and it comes up at 31.42. Did I do that right? Oh, yeah, this one is, I forgot it was 0.5, my bad. So yeah, I did a little mix up with my numbers there, but yeah, it should be about 31.42. Let's double check my number here. Just to make sure, 2 times 3.14 times 0.5 is 3.14 plus 25.12. So that comes out to 28.26. Now remember, my number is using 3.14 for pi, and not all of pi. Pi is this huge number, is actually what they use in this, so that accounts for that extra. So just letting you know, if you're using your longhand, keep using your longhand. Otherwise, if you're using Google, just keep using Google, because otherwise your difference in pi being 3.14 or actual pi there's a difference. Okay, so to make this faster, I think I'll stick with Google. So my area for our large disk is 31.42, and for the small one it is 9.42. Quite a difference, huh? Okay. And then you can also do volume the same way. Either use Google, or you can use your longhand. Come on, Robert, come here. I'll just turn it around. So, volume of a cylinder, I have that up there for you, which is V equals pi r squared times h. So our volume is going to be 3.14 times 2 squared times our height, which is 0.5. Remember, this is 4. So if I longhand that, and use my calculator for the simple stuff, so 3.14 times 4 times 0.5, that is about 6.28 for the volume. Again, on Google there's another option for you if you look it up. Volume for a cylinder. Let's just double check how we did for our large one. Radius was 2. Height was 0.5. Yep, 6.28. So sometimes you get close, other times you don't. So 6.28. Do our other one, which is 1.57. Okay, so now what you do from here is you have to find your ratio, and all you got to do, like it says on here, is take your surface area and divide it by the volume. So 31.42 divided by 6.28 is 5. I'm just going to round it to 5 since it's like 5.00. And then down here, 9.42 divided by 1.57 is 6.0. So, and if we remember what we looked at, which disk filled faster? It was the small one. How could you relate this to your ratios? Think about it for a second. and write down what you think. And the next one, if you had an even smaller disk that had half of the dimensions of your small circle, what would the size, the surface area to volume ratio be for that? Would it be bigger or smaller than 6? And does that mean that smaller disk would fill faster or slower? Think about it, this number is smaller and it filled up like slower. This number is higher and so it was faster. So the smaller you get, what should your result be? Okay. Alright. That should do it for filling that in. Work on the questions on your own. I gave you some hints in this one, so good luck. See you in the next video.